There are moments in gaming that I'll likely never forget, from the minute you first step foot in Majula in Dark Souls 2 to the opening sequence of The Last of Us. Every now and then, a new game enters the stratosphere and cements itself among the aforementioned. When I was treated to this cutscene in 2017's Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, I knew I was playing a truly transcendental piece of art. By the way, please ensure that you're wearing headphones, otherwise most of the stuff in this video will probably fly over your head.
You did this! No!
Do you hear the way that the voices cannon around your head, mirroring the chaos in Senua's mind? It honestly had me shaking with fear. I vividly remember shutting my eyes as these sounds poured in and out of my ears. I don't think I've ever been rocked by a video game's sound design like I was Ninja Theory's Hellblade. Here's the thing though, I've probably never been rocked the same way because Hellblade is the first real time a video game has utilised binaural 3D audio for dialogue and environmental sounds. And yes, I know that games such as Fear have had moments of 3D audio, but they were simply that, moments. Hellblade's entire soundscape is comprised of binaural 3D audio. For those unaware, the best way that I can describe said audio is like this. A recording method that utilises two microphones, arranged in such a manner that they create 3D stereo sound for the listener, as if said listener were in that same room as the audio being recorded. Here's a clip from the dev diary of Hellblade's creation to help you understand this further.
You will die here, and all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Hellblade is a full-blown exploration of psychosis and mental illness. It explores both things respectfully, but ensures that the chaos of the human mind remains. For anyone who has battled with any stretch of mental illness, this is a tough game to consume. I often found myself having to take a step back, literally, and spend some time away from Senua's mind. Its depiction of mental health is so accurate and so damn powerful that it had me thinking, how on earth have they pulled this off? And that's when I decided to delve into the masterful use of sound in this game. You see, the game doesn't excel in various facets that a typical video game should. Its combat system is clunky, not fluid. The story is incredibly short, not lengthy. And while these are things that did not bother me personally, I can understand why it would bother others. But when a game is attempting to be something else, to be an artistic exploration of the human mind, I think it should be respected and played through as such. The pure existence of Hellblade is to use the medium of video games to teleport the player into the chaotic mind of Senua. You couldn't do this in films since there's always bound to be a lack of interactivity, and you couldn't do this in literature since there's no soundscape to be manipulated. Hellblade feels like, more than most artistic video games, it exists to push the medium forward. Hellblade feels like, more than most artistic video games, it exists to push the medium forward and enlighten the industry to the importance of sound design. And honestly, I suspect we'll see AAA titles in the near future implement facets of Hellblade's sound design, eventually popularizing binaural 3D audio in gaming. Hellblade simply would not function without its manipulation of sound. It would be a forgettable, disposable, and likely low-quality title. Senua's mental battle is something we'd simply have to suspend disbelief for, rather than experience her pain for ourselves. There would be a serious disconnect. Thankfully, this isn't the case. Every minute spent in Senua's shoes is fucking torture. It's a heavy experience, and that's how it should be. As the voices circulate around Senua's mind, they begin to soar around your ears, and at that moment, peak interactivity and emotional connection has been reached. The developers of Hellblade utilised and explored the McGurk effect to further draw the player into Senua's world. Essentially, the McGurk effect is a theory that demonstrates how sound changes based on what you see. The illusion occurs when the auditory component of one sound is paired with the visual component of another sound, leading to the perception of a third sound. The visual information a person gets from seeing another person speak changes the way they hear the sound. Here's an example.
Ba. 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 Ba.
As you can see, the brain totally views things differently when sound is paired to a different image. Hellblade utilizes this phenomenon to further drag us into the rabbit hole that is Senua's mind. Due to the McGurk effect, we are constantly second guessing what we're hearing and seeing. We are often in a state of mind where paranoia and fear are the dominant emotions, purely because we do not know how to interpret if what we're hearing is real or not. Also, most of the environmental sounds in the game were recorded in real life with binaural audio. This essentially makes the world of Hellblade feel more lived in. It breathes with life. The wind intertwines with Senua's footsteps, and clanking sounds during combat feel all the more real due to this. Every hit is palpable. In fact, here's a test of binaural sound in a random car park. Notice how every minuscule sound almost makes you jump or feel like you want to turn around and scan the environment around you. That's how every single second of Hellblade feels, and that's before the voices in Senua's mind taunt you and talk over each other.
She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror.
Now imagine all of those elements of sound penetrating your ears and mind. The chaos though is controlled, and that's what makes Hellblade legitimately masterful. Listen, Hellblade completely floored me, and continues to do so in multiple playthroughs. It's an utter gem of a video game, one that challenges the medium and aims to advance it in a manner that completely revolutionizes interactivity and how we experience video games.